G'day YouTube, Warbles on a lot here with yet another movie about the Mk-5 SunFoil. I know previous movie I said I felt like going straight to town and refitting it to my son's Rodeo, but it occurred to me that I hadn't got around to doing anything about the Aerodynamic-Uploads. And originally I thought his canopy was about 10mm thick fiberglass. It turns out it's lucky to be 5mm thick. And that means that the roughly 40 pounds worth of lift generated by the SunFoil at highway speed, being a tailless design with no reflex built in, that lift is pretty much all coming through the rear bolts, because it's got a forward component to the lift. It wants to rotate forward like a tumble stick when you throw one of them. And the idea of a 30mm diameter washer pulling 20 pounds every time the vehicle got up to speed, because there's two back bolts, I could just visualise the thin fiberglass cracking under the cyclic stresses. So I've come up with a modification in the form of some aluminium splints. Now they're pretty much perfect for the job, you know. It's 60-64 T6 aircraft grade aluminium. It's light, it's stiff, it's corrosion resistant, and there's more or less no way that this wing is going to generate enough lift to pull these splints out through the fiberglass. Not until you get, you know, well up around 500 or 600 miles per hour, and I'm not real sure my son's car can go that fast. To stop chafing on the fiberglass, contact cemented onto the top surface. We've got rubber from an inner tube. And it fits together pretty neatly. You know, the power cables will come out through that back hole, but essentially that's my way of fixing it. And if you can't find 60-64 T6 aircraft grade aluminium in your local hardware store, consider your local dump. You see the pattern on that one matches the pattern on that one, because they were sawn from a single piece of aluminium. And if you consider the extensions to that wind turbine tail vane, you'll see that they are the old pattern open road signs that used to be all over New South Wales when there was no upper limit to the speed limit between municipalities, you know, out there on the open road. As you left a town, there was a silvery white sign with a black circle with a diagonal bar sinister across it, meaning there is no speed limit. And because it has to be corrosion resistant, some bright spark, when they were setting the standards, decided aircraft grade aluminium should do the job. And when the firearm owners can't find anything living to shoot at, and they use the road signs for target practice, it means if you can intercept them on the way to the recyclers, you can get stuff that's fit to build aeroplanes out of. Or produce an Aerodynamic-Upload splint for your SunFoil. And a mate of mine in Maine, who I hope has managed to weather the weather better than most, a prepper called John Solar 283, told me he was having some trouble with the Maine Department of Transport Highway Authority over whether or not he was allowed to have a SunFoil on his car, because they thought it might generate enough lift to pull itself off the roof. And I explained to him that if he's got a sheet metal roof on his car, then the 30mm washer should be just fine. John, if you get a bit of spare time after you finish cleaning up after the storm, maybe you could tell the Maine Department of Transport Highway Authority to have a look at this clip, and they can use it as a rough guide or a rule of thumb when they're assessing anybody who wants to put a SunFoil onto a fiberglass canopy. If the fiberglass is less than 5mm, then in my opinion you're going to need an aluminium splint, or you could make the splint out of wood or steel or any other thing you want, but aluminium seems to be, in my opinion, the best material for the job. So, warbles on a lot to the global SunFoil community. Take it easy, folks. Ciao.